Let's do a show, Vogt.
All right, man, let's do it.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to the DNVR Nuggets Podcast.
Don't know if I got one to do right now.
We are live here on a Thursday from the DNVR Bar in the studio where I'll admit it's 90-something degrees out, or at least it feels like that. It is right. 90 degrees on the nose, according to my iPhone weather app, the only weather app I trust, of course. But it's nice and cool here in the studio.
Oh, thank goodness gracious. Kel, whatever you did to make it more comfortable in here, great work, buddy.
Fun show coming up today. We got a mailbag to get to, a lot of great questions from the DNVR diehards. We're going to put together an all-time Jokic starting five.
I got 5 Jokic's. What's yours?
That's a good start. We're also going to do a little game that Vogt came up with. Finish the sentence. I like this one. We'll also get to some Nuggets news and notes and some notes from around the league. I'm Harrison Wind, joined by Brendan Vogt.
What's up, Harrison? Been a minute since we've done a 2-man game.
Yeah.
Why not now? We'll find something. I think we found a way to structure a fun conversation today. We find something to talk about every day. That is what we do.
And play along in the Toyota chat throughout the show, especially when we get to that question about all-time starting fives. And you can even drop them in now. Maybe Carol will star some of them, and we'll get to those when we do that segment. Let's go through some news and notes that I saw pop up on the timeline today. So Aaron Gordon, here's my first one. He just got back from China. We know that. And he was there, on his 361 tour. He said something in this video that 361 put together. You can check it out on their YouTube channel. He said something in this video that caught my attention. Let's play the clip and hear it.
I think I'm at a point in my career where my body and my mind and my game are all kind of starting to catch up and kind of even out my prime. So I feel like I'm the best I've ever been in basketball. And I feel like we're going to see another champion.
I feel like I'm the best I've ever been at basketball. And I feel like we're going to see another championship. Fire me up, Mr. Nugget.
I mean,
Fire me up.
Don't see a lot of Draymond-esque kind of calling your shots around here, man. The first part of this is something that we've talked about on this show. I know you and Adam are all in on a possible career year from Aaron Gordon here. It's the idea that he's healthy. It's the idea that he's maybe learned how to shoot, which sounds so funny, except it might be exactly what we're looking at somehow, some way. And bringing all of that together. When they lost to Golden State, he felt like he had to get smarter. He did. In some of the subsequent losses, you could say, man, he needs to be a better shooter. Seems like that's a priority. Last year, the biggest issue was health. If he's going to come into this healthy and athletic and with the shot going, it's all possible. It's all on the table for him.
Dude, it is, man. And I mean, something he also said in that video from a little earlier was like, my game and my IQ are all kind of coming together at this stage in my career. And I mean, AG's now, 30 years old. He's matured. He's a much different player from the guy who he was with Orlando when he entered the league. And that kind of statement from him really hit home with me, because he had this athleticism. He had all this skill when he entered the league. Then when he got to Denver, and he said this many times, his IQ is really what's developed the most since he's been here. And now his shot So it really does seem like right now, maybe it's not his athletic peak, but just his peak as a basketball player, It seems like it's coming together.
Which probably isn't a player's absolute athletic peak. It's that's kind of the Ja Morant conversation, right? Of he's talked about maybe I need to take more layups. He has since attempted some pretty sweet dunks, but there's the sweet spot of you still have your legs underneath you, but you understand the game and you've seen a bunch of coverages and you understand basketball on a higher level than you did when you were in the best player on your high school team, AAU team, college team, or even the Orlando Magic. So it's the confluence of these things. And I think there's a chance that if Aaron Gordon stays healthy, we see that confluence this year. He's preaching it already. And as you said earlier, I mean, no better guy to get us pumped up for the season than Mr. Nugget.
And saying, I think we'll see another championship. No, he doesn't say necessarily this year or what more he can really mean with that. But him saying that there, I wonder if this is an example of just the state of mind of the team right now.
I like hearing it out loud, man. I really do.
I love hearing it.
Because even amidst the dynasty talk, which obviously fell flat, there was a weird sort of, it might not happen this next year. And then the players almost seemed to adopt some of that attitude, although maybe it's just that hard to repeat. And then the next year, everything got so funky, it almost felt like the word championship was so far away. Maybe mission accomplished just by making it as far as they did, insofar as they couldn't realistically accomplish it all. So hearing that word back out in the air, letting championship hopes and expectations permeate, I feel like that's Mr. Nugget's job. And
that's a good point.
And he's never lied to us except for that one time, very notably.
Yeah. Yeah, he probably lied to us about Dario Saric. Probably.
Maybe he looked amazing in practice. I think we have to accept that's true.
I
don't think Aaron would have lied.
Maybe he was just going off of what Dario did in those couple games against the Nuggets when he was on the Warriors.
Which might have also been what the front office did.
Maybe. But I've got to think with AG saying that word championship, I've got to think that's something the Nuggets are talking about internally right now. And yes, every contender should be talking about that, but that just gave me like a jolt of energy this morning when I saw that.
I agree. And I actually hadn't seen this yet. So thank you for showing it to me. Very, very exciting. And the year of Aaron Gordon, this is one maybe.
Nobody said this.
No one said it yet, Harrison. I'm about to one up you all. The year of Aaron Gordon is coming up.
Okay. Hey, I'm with it. We also got some photos of Nuggets players on the practice court today. That same contingent of guys still in the gym: Cam Johnson, Christian Brown, Julian Strother, Bruce, Zeke, Deron Holmes. My biggest takeaway from this set of photos, CB's hair, I think, is staying this short for the season.
Might be the new look for CB.
I think we can definitely say this is the new look because now he's gotten it shaved a couple different times.
I also think I've tried to acknowledge this before on the podcast. In a young man's life, there's a second puberty. I think a facial hair puberty.
Second puberty is, that's good.
Where you go from like your chin strap to your full beard.
I've never heard the term second puberty, but this is 100% facts.
The second wave of facial hair growth, right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. And it looks like it's upon us for Christian here. That's a fuller beard, I feel like.
And he's very excited about it seems.
It's a good, he looks menacing.
Some big Kevin Love once he grew a beard and was taken seriously.
There you go.
Vibes.
That's a great comp.
Skinny Kevin Love.
Skinny Kevin Love.
Yeah. That's a great comp, Kale. Also, I love this shade of blue that the guys are wearing in these photos.
I do too. Also, that's a really nice photo, which is hard to do in that practice gym. So shout out to whoever framed that one up. It looks great. Yeah, I do like this shade of blue. And that's all I got for you on that. I tried.
I don't think anything else is needed. Let's go around the league really quick on these last two news items. Did you see any of the Adam Silver press conference from the Board of Governors meeting?
Well, Harrison,
this week?
I did not catch the full press conference, but I did catch the highlights.
That's a good cue for this answer Adam Silver had about fans not being able to afford, to watch all the games.
I mean, this is very much a highlights-based sport, so, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, you name it, any service, the New York Times for that matter, to the extent that, your content is not behind a paid firewall. There's an enormous amount of content out there. YouTube, by another example, that is advertising based that consumers can consume.
So if fans can't afford streaming services, they can just watch the highlights.
So what's interesting about this to me is I think it's accidentally too honest, which is that is the truth of why the NBA doesn't necessarily sweat the ratings. Now they would obviously like the ratings to improve and change. Who knows? Maybe that influenced some recent big trades, but they can live with low ratings as long as they can package something and sell it to advertisers. And as you know, so like the live sport event itself, even if people aren't tuning in, it's still a whale of a vehicle in terms of live TV to sell advertising. And then the highlights that they can essentially sell, as they just explained, off of that. So yeah, from his perspective, that's the case. From a fan's perspective, brother, what? I at some point it has to be about the fans more than it's been in the Adam Silver tenure.
Bro, calling the NBA a highlight sport, I feel like that might be something that sticks for a while.
Yeah.
That's what you would call, I don't know, something like, and I'm not trying to throw shade here, just what I thought of, if ESPN was showing like a ultimate frisbee game or something.
No, yeah.
That's like a highlight sport, you know?
Which has happened. And it is a highlight sport because if you watch the full thing, I like playing. I don't know if it's broadcast built, to your point.
Or like some up and coming new league that nobody's ever heard of. Like the Big Three. Maybe that's a highlight sport.
That's a great example.
Though, to me, he's actively devaluing their own core product. I mean,
he's saying the games don't matter.
Yeah, he's like, they just sold a $8 billion media rights deal for the rights to these games. Like,
because the dirty secret is it barely matters who's watching them. Like, because relative to like what else is on live TV,
the ratings haven't tracked with the new TV deal.
But
the TV deals keep skyrocketing, even though the ratings aren't going up by that amount.
But it is still their core product is these games. The highlights come from their games.
No doubt, it's a mistake. It's a ridiculous quote. It's just so it's like actually like insanely transparent. Where you're like, hey man, maybe actually pull some of those curtains back closed, brother. Like, and I mean, again. It's gotten too hard for the common fan to just, the average person, to go see a game and have a good seat, let alone take their family. And then what are the odds that you get there and the star players that you expected to play are going to play? And then after that, what are the odds that everyone involved in the contest is ready to play defense because it's an 82-game season that everyone seems to be over? So highlight league is nice. What about the people that try to go to the games?
Oh, man. Yeah. Just an interesting quote from The Ideas Man. Something else he said, which gets to our final news topic here in segment 1. Adam Silver says he's never heard of the company Aspiration.
This is what I mean, buddy.
He's never heard of it.
This is what I mean when I couldn't believe how honest he was in this quote, because this is what I expect.
I have no idea what that is. First time I'm hearing about it, actually.
Aspiration. Is that a medical term?
So we've talked about the Clippers and Steve Ballmer and the Kawhi Leonard contract and the potential salary cap circumvention story a bunch. New news from Pablo Torre this morning where the Clippers apparently hadn't been paying Kawhi or were late on a payment, and Uncle Dennis, Kawhi's kind of manager, reached out to them.
Aspiration, you mean, was late on the payment.
Yeah, Sorry,
just know you're good.
I'm jumping to conclusions,
well,
I guess.
They blend together, they do.
Yeah, Aspiration didn't come through with a payment, so Kawhi's team reached out. And then all of a sudden, 1.9 million, 2 million got funneled into Aspiration by no one other than the Clippers, like second in command in terms of their ownership group, their minority owner. And then Kawhi Leonard got paid. Then I saw something else that he went on to play in like 82% of the games after that, after barely playing before.
I haven't
seen that verified, but I did see that as well.
I do have a bit of a take that I might save for the other side of the break.
Okay. But I think the Clippers are absolutely F now.
Or are they?
All right.
More after this.
Let's hit a break and we'll probably wrap up with that. And then build our best all-time Nikola Jokic starting five.
Ah, what a treat. Shout out Game Time, the hottest new ticketing app that is getting you to the best sporting events, the best concerts, the best comedy events. And you may have noticed football is back in the air. Literally, the footballs are flying in the air once again. How about college football? It's upon us. And if you're looking to go see a great game in Fort Collins or in Boulder, but it's been a bit of a last second call, fire up that Game Time app. You're going to find that the closer you get to kickoff, the better those prices get. When you pull up a seat, you're going to get the view there. So you're going to see, you're not going to get caught behind like the pesky pole in Fenway or something like that. You're going to know if it's a good seat before you give them their money. And of course, there's the Game Time guarantee there as well. So take the guesswork out of buying college football tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use code DNVR for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem code DNVR for $20 off. Tap, ticket, go. Download the Game Time app today.
Also, shout out to Toyota, the official vehicle of DNVR. Trucks have always been a part of their DNA. No matter where you're driving Toyota, they've definitely got a car for you. 17 models with available all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive like the 4Runner. They've got more low and zero-emission vehicles combined than any other automaker to give customers every choice to reduce their carbon footprint. 16 different hybrid vehicles to choose from, like the Tundra iForce Max hybrid truck. SUVs to take command on the road or on the trail, like the RAV4 or the Grand Highlander. Toyota, their cars are the best. That's why they're the official vehicle of DNVR. Make sure to visit your Front Range Toyota stores at a location near you. AutoNation Toyota, Arapahoe and Centennial. Corwin Toyota and Boulder, Groove Toyota in Littleton, Mount States Toyota in Denver, Stevenson Toyota East and Aurora, Stevenson, Toyota West and Lakewood. Toyota is a proud partner of the Denver Nuggets and the official vehicle of DNVR. Let's go places.
Not yet, though. Stay here.
We'll stay right here for segment 2, DNVR Nuggets Podcast. Harrison Wind and Brendan Vogt. Do you want to say your Clippers take, or
How about you outline the case first for why you think the Los Angeles Clippers are effed?
Well,
shout out Fast TV.
If I don't know Pablo Torre, but I've got an idea of how his mind works, I think, and how he's approaching this story. He puts out, his first episode. He gets a lot of people to react to it.
Sure does.
And he does all that knowing he's got more in the chamber.
It seems that way.
And so now we get this. I don't know if this is the quote unquote smoking gun, but it's definitely more incriminating, I think, than the first piece of evidence he put out there.
It's one of several smoking guns, perhaps.
And knowing how journalism works, I've got to think he's still got more. And so I think obviously the Clippers saw the first batch of stuff he put out and said, okay, I think, we still might be good here. You can't really connect the paper trail. I just think there's more coming. And
I think getting an initial statement first and then dropping more is, like you said, brilliant.
He's running the perfect playbook for just unleashing this story. And I just think there's more coming. And I mean, yes, there might not be an exact smoking gun. There might not be a text message or an email from Steve Ballmer to Aspirations saying, do this.
Although at this rate, but you're right.
Who knows? There might be.
But
I don't know if they're going to need that, man, because there's just mounting evidence now that this is kind of shady. And here's the other thing. If I'm another NBA owner and I see this and the NBA doesn't do anything, what would prevent me from setting up the same exact deal with my superstar now?
100%.
Why wouldn't I try to do that exact same thing if they're not going to punish the Clippers for this?
And maybe you're afraid of getting investigated because you're already doing it. If that's not the case, you want the league to punish. Well, you want the league to punish the Clippers because the Clippers were just able to sort of finesse an advantage in a very important free agency. And if you chose to play by the rules, you probably would like to see
what if
some
you're the
form
Raptors
of justice
right now?
here. That's what I'm saying. Or even possibly the Lakers. Right? I read some reporting where they were really hesitant to do the extra stuff. So is that why he chose the Clippers? Look, man, I don't know. I'd be wading in waters that aren't mine to swim in there. But I think clearly this is what it looks like. And, there's a lot of, well, maybe it's not from people who haven't done any investigating. And Pablo seems to have done a lot of investigating. One of the most severe punishments would be voiding Kawhi Leonard's contract. Do you think that's a possibility?
I mean, maybe. I don't even know what the playbook is here for looking for what the punishments would be. Fines, taking away draft picks. Like, I don't know if that's on the table because we've never really seen a situation like this before. Everybody looks back to the Joe Smith
but it's a bit
under the
different.
table money back in the day. This is obviously way different in different times. I just went from initially not really thinking much was going to happen to now thinking something's definitely got to happen, and it's probably going to be big.
And they don't have any picks for a while they can use anyway. Maybe it's fines, but Ballmer has the money to cover it and probably doesn't care. So you could maybe try to get really crazy, drop the hammer, establish a precedent, and void Kawhi Leonard's contract. However, Harrison, I would argue that you would be doing the Los Angeles Clippers a favor.
God damn it.
Has anyone put that out there yet?
God damn it.
Has anyone put that out there yet? Anyone considering that this Kawhi tenure hasn't been actually awesome? Although they did make the conference finals. I digress.
Man, that's a great point.
Just throwing out some takes here on a Thursday.
Wait a second. Is there a chance? Is there any
You're like, there's a lot of evidence here. It's almost like someone wanted us to see it.
Man.
From not Steve Ballmer at Microsoft.
How many more years does Kawhi have on his contract?
It's a good question.
I'm going to look right now. Let's see.
Well, obviously, being tongue-in-cheek, it's to some extent you want Kawhi to fill the seats in your arena. They made the conference
He
finals.
has this next season and then one more, both at $50 million.
So going forward, I'm just saying.
It's the best thing for the Clippers going forward not to have Kawhi's salary on their books.
They should start fabricating more evidence.
Also, the NBA is about to launch an investigation, or they are. I think the investigation's already been done.
Yeah, Pablo's on top of it.
Investigation complete. So yeah, we'll see what else
That's great.
comes about. Let's get into the mailbag here in segment 2, and we're going to start with the question that is
Wait, are we skipping finish the sentence?
No, we're going to get to that in segment 3.
Okay.
Yeah,
sorry.
we'll do
Change
finish the
the order
sentence
on
in
me,
segment
Wayne.
3. Yeah, and then I sent you a message. I think that we were going to do that in segment 2.
Oh, unboxing the process live on the air.
Sorry about that, Kale. Let's do mailbag now, and I'm going to start with this question.
What a question.
A great question here. That's the headline of today's show. If you could build the most fun/dominant starting 5 around Jokic using any player in history, who would be included? Great question. I don't actually know if we've ever done this on this show, which is saying
Like
something.
outside of Nuggets and everything. So who are your power forwards? Maybe we can just start there.
I had one player that came to mind first, actually.
Who's that?
And this might actually be my number 1 pick. Actually, I don't know if he'd be my number 1 pick. I take that back. But he's the first player that came to mind, and he could play that power forward spot next to Nikola Jokic. And that would be Bill Russell.
Oh, that's an incredible pick.
Probably the greatest defender of all time, just pound for pound.
I mean, look.
And he could play the 4 in today's NBA. He was what, like 6'9"?
So you're trying to project what, very far ahead into the future. How would this guy look? All that stuff is so complicated. There's the old adage that I really like, which is that the greats would kind of find a way to get it done in any era. Bill Russell, most certainly a great and a winner.
I'm even just, I think for this, it would be taking how they were in their era and just saying it is what it is.
You can do whatever you want with it, brother. Yeah. 3 more names for you just to consider. Kevin Garnett.
Yep, he'd be good at that 4 spot.
Giannis Antetokounmpo and Tim Duncan.
All good names.
Okay, out of those 3, does any of them pop to you? Should we go with Tim Duncan? It sounds fun.
Tim Duncan, he's the best power forward ever, in my opinion. So putting
and
him next
Yoke
to
loves
Jokic
him so
would
spiritually.
Be, yeah.
Great defense.
We got some good ones from the chat.
Okay.
Magic, Jordan, Bird, Malone, Jokic. Stockton, Jordan, LeBron, Duncan, Jokic. Shaq and Jokic would be fire on paper. Bird and Jokic would be fun.
Yeah.
This one, Vogt, Barnes, Mahrez, Weedham, Jokic.
I love when people add
I'm
extra
coming
letters.
off the bench, I guess.
Magic, Jordan, AG, Duncan, and Jokic.
I like getting AG in there. So, yeah, power forward's interesting. I like Bill Russell there. Kevin Garnett's a nice one. Obviously, an all-time defender, and he's got a little
touch.
offensive game too.
I think he would port very nicely in 2025 as a guy who doesn't necessarily muck your spacing, but really buoys your defense alongside
Would
15.
KG not just be like the super maxed out version of what AG is on this team already?
I mean, I think it'd be much better defensively with respect to Aaron
I
Gordon.
mean, yeah, AG is like, a top 10 all-time defender.
KG.
KG.
2 Gs. I think I'm gonna go with Tim Duncan because Jokic loves Tim Duncan.
Yeah.
But Kevin Garnett's my other pick.
Yeah, that's a good pick.
Can I put Larry Bird at small forward?
You can. Let's go to small forward.
LeBron or Larry are my 2.
LeBron or Larry?
And like with LeBron, there's the question of does he get too ball dominant? Obviously, you're pairing these IQs, which is going to work, and they'd probably just win together, so you don't want to overthink it. Larry Bird's the other one, another spiritual comp to Jokic, and also just like the playmaking combinations would be really wonderful.
Yeah. Scottie Pippen? Or just not enough offensive game to go on an all-time team?
I mean, one of your positions probably, because at a certain point in a starting 5, you've got a 5th guy, right? So one of your positions can probably be, let's say, like whatever Christian Brown is to the Nuggets, the Hall of Fame version of that here. Maybe Scottie Pippen's the answer.
What about at shooting guard?
I'm going to go with Michael Jordan.
Michael Jeffrey Jordan?
I don't even really care about fit. I'm just going to take Michael Jordan. Is that okay?
Yeah, I mean, shooting guard, honestly, probably the weakest of the all-time categories. Like 2 is Kobe, probably.
Yeah.
Like if we're just counting out the best shooting guards of all time.
See, you know what I like about this is you have Duncan, who's like very content to take certain types of shots, but not necessarily score, an outrageous amount, play defense. Jokic and Larry, who are, borderline obsessed with playmaking. And then, all right, you need the Jamal Murray moment. How about Michael Jeffrey Jordan?
Yeah. Point guard to me is an easy one, actually. Steph Curry.
Couldn't agree more.
Clearly the best guy for a Jokic team. I think the other guy you think about is Magic, but you kind of got enough playmaking and passing with Jokic and Bird out there. I think this team's going to share the ball pretty well.
I love this one. I think you could go LeBron for 3 because obviously he's probably the best small forward.
Yeah, and the question would be, do you want a little more perimeter defense? You've got Jordan.
That's
but
true.
do you want a little more perimeter defense?
Right. That's a great point as well. I mean, maybe
are they putting Bird in the pick and roll here every play?
It's a good point. What do you think? Should we do LeBron or Larry? What a choice.
I like Bird there. I would go Bird or like Pippen, but I like Bird there.
Regardless, this team's not losing a game.
Yeah.
Great question. Very fun exercise.
Yeah, let us know in the Toyota chat if you've got any other entrants for the all-time Jokic starting 5. All right, what else we got in the mailbag, Kale? Let's go to our next question.
What is this? Anthrax? Oh, no. It's another question.
From our guy, 55555-ish. What is the
craziest yet believable, achievable stat line each Nugget player can put up in a game this season?
Okay.
Let's do a few of them anyway.
Jokic.
30-20-20. Is that not crazy enough? What do you think?
30-20-20 like bends the mind to such a crazy degree. It's tough to really imagine how he can top that.
What if he does it in regulation instead of overtime?
Yeah. It would be crazier, but I mean, when you think of 30-20-20, you don't even really think that it was an overtime game. It was just in a game.
True, but the overtime was when he sealed it.
For sure.
So
in regulation would be crazier. Would 30-20-20 be better than 40-20-10? I mean, actually, he's probably done that before.
I don't know. I like 30-20-20. I think once you start skewing it more towards the points, you're going to find like James Harden has some runs that are similar and stuff like that. When you get like the sort of...
Jokic has done a 40-20-10.
Of course he
40-27-10. Actually, that's more popular than you think. Luke has done it. DeMarcus Cousins has done it. Kareem, and then Wilt.
Yeah, I'll say anything 30-20-20 or better. It seems like the bar.
40-20-20. 40 if you're going to go up from the 30-20-20, 40-20-20 is probably like the most achievable one of those.
And I would think probably not achievable. I'll say 35-20-20. Bargain it down. What about Aaron Gordon? I don't really think of stats when I think of Aaron Gordon, man, which is awesome. I just don't. But
I think a triple-double for AG would be really cool.
I agree. Doesn't have one in his career, correct? Let's look that up, actually.
I'm not sure.
Everyone look it up at the same time.
I'm not sure, but he definitely doesn't have one as a Nugget. I don't believe.
My Google thought I was asking, does Aaron Gordon have a girlfriend? Which appears to be a popular search amongst the masses. No, I was curious about triple-double. And yes, he has recorded a triple-double. 2021 was the last time he did it.
Is that with the Magic?
Indeed.
Yeah.
So not as a member of the Denver Nuggets. So there you go. Any kind of triple-double works.
I think a triple-double for AG would be an awesome stat line for the season.
Call it like 20, 12, and 10.
Yeah, something like that.
Something
or
like
just
that.
something weird, like, 10, 12, and 15. That'd be a cool AG stat line. Cam, I think I threw this out there a while ago, but if Cam got the like Nuggets single season record for made threes, that's really tough.
That'd be crazy. It's 12, right? 'Cause
Yeah,
he would
by
have to-
J.R. Smith.
which would vault him into the most elite exclusive of territory. But yeah, let's put it out there, because if his is 9, let's just say fine, realistically, but also hot take, he's never played with Jokic. We'll give it to him.
Christian Brown triple-double would be cool too. And a Jamal Murray 60-point game would be nice. He got the double nickel last season, a 60.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I'm in on that. 60. Yeah. I think Jamal Murray in theory could score a 60-point game, and it would be amazing.
I think you get to. Let's hit a break. More mailbag on the other side, and then finally we'll get to our fill in the blank game in a little bit.
Very, very, very cool thing when you've worked really hard to establish your own product, brand, and you want a certain visual identity. You have an idea of how it should look. Now you'd like to see it out in the world. But who do you call? What do you do? This is where Brandon Bills comes through for you. Whether you need snapbacks, truckers, fitteds, beanies, or tees, Brandon Bills has you covered with performance and style. Again, if you're looking for some gear to make your brand pop in the real world, stand apart from the crowd, Branded Bills has you covered with the best custom headwear. Start your order, and their dedicated team will help you create the exact custom apparel you need. They have a partnership with Colorado State as part of their campus collection, so you can consider that a nice endorsement right there. Head to brandedbills.com, use code BBDNVR. Got to work on that one for 15% off your first order.
Brandon Bills is awesome too, man, because like their hats are really high quality. We've got some in the office that we did with Big Brothers Big Sisters, I believe. Great quality, like really firm. They're not going to wear out on you, so go with Brandon Bills. Great company for hats.
15% off.
A shout out to Chicken and Pickle as well. If you're looking for a fun activity with the family this weekend, check out Chicken and Pickle in Thornton. Your spot for good food, good friends, and great fun. They offer indoor, outdoor pickleball courts, delicious food, Sunday brunch, buffet, yard games, full bar, cocktails, local favorites, much more. Chicken and Pickle, huge place, so much room there. Kids can run around. You can hang out outside, inside, play pickleball, eat, whatever you want. Great food as well. That's, a worry I always have when these places pop up. How's the food going to be?
Yeah, it's a good thing.
Chicken and Pickle, the food is phenomenal. They've got 50 indoor or outdoor TVs, pickleball, of course, and other yard games. Check them out. Chicken and Pickle in Thornton, 14225 Lincoln Street in Thornton, right off I-25. Great food, cold drinks, lots of fun, indoor and outdoor pickleball courts and yard games. Fun for the whole family. Visit chickenandpickle.com, chickenandpickle.com to plan your visit today. All right, we're back. DNVR Nuggets Podcast on a Thursday. Harrison Wind and Brendan Vogt. We got more mailbag questions, so let's go to our next one here. Let's see. This one comes from...
Oh,
There's
no.
Adam
Let's go tab
Silver.
searching. What's the worst that could happen?
Let's go through all of Kale's
A
tabs.
little live tab searching. Oh, no.
What's Kale doing?
Kale
during segment
crashed.
2?
Wow.
Let's see.
Yeah. He's like Googling relationship advice, and it just pops up. It's all right, Kale. You've gotten so much right. No one's going to hold this against you.
Is this the season?
I got you, buddy.
My eyesight's going, man. I swear.
Is this season championship or bust? These lights are also very bright. Not that they don't need to be. I'm just not a complaint. Just a reality. For me, it's not, but if they don't win, next year will be. I kind of think it is.
Oh, it definitely is.
I'm going to say it.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And I think the last, 4 years have been championship or bust. It's kind of hard to quantify exactly what that means, but last year was championship or bust. They didn't win the championship. They fired their coach and GM and traded a member of their best starting five in the NBA.
Very well said. So, yes, I would say anything would feel on the table should they fall short again. Because they've, in theory, right, done what they need to do to reload. Yep. I think 9 out of 10 Nuggets fans look at it and go, I feel better about this than last year. But if that's not enough, very, very, very serious questions need to be asked about the remaining pieces.
And I think just like how it was after last season ended, it was very obvious what the moves would be if, you're trying to say this was a bust season and elevate your roster. The one piece of the starting five that made sense to trade was Porter, if you could find a good deal. And then you obviously needed to improve the bench and the depth. And so I think we'll get to somewhat of a similar mind frame after this season. If they do fall short, it will probably be obvious what they need.
You look at the rest of the starters and even guys that would be uncomfortable to talk about, right? And I think 27 is at the top of that list. So that's not to ignite anything. I think I know that's always a sensitive topic, right? Or at least right now it is. But I mean, yeah, it's just sort of, if the tip of the spear isn't sharp enough anymore, that's the next thing you look at. Having said that, before we get ahead of ourselves with doom and gloom, I feel very good about the moves they made. Like you said, anyone, and Jokic and many others did say, depth was needed.
Yep.
Depth was acquired. So let's see what David Adelman can do. And I think this team's got a real shot to do something special.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. All right, what else we got in the mailbag? Anything else good there?
Sort of in that same vein.
Yeah, I mean,
who's the next Nugget to go if this season goes south? Again, we'll know by the playoffs.
I mean, I would just think pretty much everyone but Aaron Gordon is at that point on the table.
Totally, man. But I mean, again, I think Aaron Gordon's going to have a great season, maybe a career year. If he's really injured again, though.
I know.
That could be something we have to talk about.
There's a timeline there as well that we would love to avoid as a community, but I agree with you. So yeah, I mean, the seal has been broken here, right? On moving pieces around and not wasting time and not kidding yourselves about what might be possible. So if you're short again, I think change is on the table, if not inevitable.
I agree. Next in the mailbag, one more question.
Should the Nuggets go after a point guard still? I just fear for lack of creation with the second unit. I mean, is there a point guard that you would get that you would play over Pickett? Really is how that question breaks down.
Yeah. Probably not out of the available free agents, even though guys like Brogdon are out. I mean, Brogdon's not coming here to not play a ton, or
right.
DeAnthony Melton, I think he's going to Golden State. I don't think there's anybody left as a free agent that you would look at that position. I do think it's something you look at early on in the season and see how it's going and seeing if we do need to make an upgrade there.
And the Rush ship has sailed. So if that thought crossed your mind, it's just, regardless, it's just not going to happen.
Crazy what happens with Westbrook.
It just seems to me like maybe he and his camp were probably not expecting the Kings to prioritize cap space for Schroeder, but that's what they did.
Cap space for Schroeder, nobody's ever prioritized that before.
Cap space for Schroeder sounds like an alternative version of the Rights to Ricky Sanchez podcast.
Cap space for Schroeder.
Like a Sacramento-based grunge band.
It would be but it couldn't exist in 2025. You'd have to go back 25 years.
Yeah, it's like Taking Back Sunday.
We're cap space for Schroeder. All right, that's enough of that.
Yeah, I mean, imagine if Westbrook was never going to pick up his option. I don't think. Even if he had a bad season, I mean, imagine if he did. Crazy.
Yeah, I will. And I wonder if he's imagined that by now.
Yeah.
Although, I mean, look, it's worth noting that there was a little bit of dust kicked up in the air there at the end of the season. Maybe both parties just said simplest to go separate ways. But at the end of the day, Denver does seem to kind of need a guard. Russ does need to seem a location, and they're not going to end up back together.
Yeah, I think it's something the Nuggets look at throughout the season, see how it goes early on. I do agree with the question, though. It's my one kind of area of concern. It's the one hole the Nuggets have. If you're looking for a hole on their roster, it's there.
Can we redo this question and call Adam in?
Adam thinks Jalen Pickett's the answer. I'm not nearly as high on Pickett. I think he's decent. I'm just not confident he's going to be that guy this season. Adam definitely is, though, and he might be right. We'll see.
He might be. I'm still rooting for Bruce to be good enough that none of this matters.
I think ideally Bruce is that good where he takes care of that question.
I think everyone has kind of embraced how exciting it is, steeled themselves for the unfortunate possibilities of maybe there being an over-the-hill situation. I still think the ideal situation to root for is Bruce figuring it out and them not having to worry so much about this.
Yeah, I think Bruce, with a little sprinkle of Pickett, him showing that he's can be good.
Yeah.
You know? And he showed that in the past.
I mean,
he's
got a triple-double in an NBA game. I mean, that's nothing to sneeze at, even if you're not huge on his future.
Totally. So we'll see. I think it's something the Nuggets monitor throughout the season. All right, let's move on. Good mailbag. Thanks to all the diehards for the questions, as always. Let's move on to our final segment. Finish the sentence. Look at that beautiful graphic there.
Wow. You made that today? What a treat.
I sent these to Kale and I said, can you just put these on cards? Super simple. Don't really need anything much. And he comes out with this masterpiece.
It looks great. All right, what do we got?
Are we in a school?
It's supposed to be like a, I don't know. I pictured like a spelling the bee type.
Yeah.
I was just debate club spelling bee.
Yeah.
something
And
like
we're
that.
wearing tunics?
I love it.
You can only do so much with clip art.
I think you nailed it.
I think you nailed it.
I like
as well.
it. I'm picking up what you're putting down artistically.
Okay. Finish the sentence. Vote. Do you want to take this segment?
Sure. It's a very complicated, nuanced game, Harrison. I'm going to leave a sentence unfinished. I'm going to ask you to finish it for me.
Okay, that's how it works. All right.
Here we go. Up first, David Adelman's first year will be...
Oh, this is where I finish the sentence.
Correct, yeah. I thought I'd kind of explained that.
David Adelman's first year will be eye-opening.
Oh... All right, give me 2 to 3 sentences why it's eye-opening.
Because we don't know a lot about David Adelman yet.
Fact.
I
True.
think we know a lot about him. And I think a lot of the stuff we put out there that we think we know is true. But we don't really know it until the ball gets rolled out there for game 1 of the season.
I completely agree.
Is he totally going to have a different mindset from Michael Malone on rotations and substitutions and lineups? I think so, but we don't really know.
He didn't have time to develop guys in the doghouse.
Yeah.
He just inherited a rotation and it was time to go. Who are his guys?
What's going to be his philosophy on giving young guys a lot of leash? Is he going to pull guys quickly like Malone had done in the past if they miss a couple shots? Is he going to pull a guy for a bad defensive error right away? Or is he going to let guys play out? Like, we just don't know. We think we know, but we don't really know.
I agree. And that question to me is so kind of funny to look back on because when he took the job, his introductory press conference was pretty much a lot about that stuff, almost exclusively about that stuff. And at the time, that's what the roster looked like. And internal development was really the only way forward. Since then, a groundbreaking trade and subsequent depth added. How much does development still matter to this team? How much does it matter to David Adelman? How antiquated already are his comments on the record about how to approach this season?
Just how imaginative is he? Is he going to play Jokic and Big Val together? Is he thinking that's an absolute non-starter? There's no way I'm doing that.
Right.
I'm not sure. Just like, what's his view on playing small, playing big? Like, we just don't know these things.
Stagger Jamal automatically or not?
Totally. And that's something that is really exciting to me about this season. There's that variable that's up in the air.
I agree.
We just don't know a lot about how David Adams is going to coach this team, and that's really exciting. I can't wait to find that stuff out.
What a great start to this brand new segment. A really good first answer. I will say you got a little caught up on the mechanics of the game. You did seem to, the timing of it caught you. All right, here we go. The next one. The Denver Nuggets' hottest new acquisition, Cam John, also known as Cam Johnson's 3-point percentage will be.
It will be 41%.
Great answer. Now I'm going to complicate it more without having prepped you for that at all. How many attempts roughly?
More than Michael Porter shot per game last year.
Okay. All right. So just a definitively better shooting season than MPJ had last year.
Yeah. And that would also be the second best 3-point percentage of Cam Johnson's career. He shot 42.5% from 3 in Phoenix on 6 attempts per game coming off the bench in 2022. That's his best 3-point shooting season so far. He's been, around 40 and then 39 the last 2 years in Brooklyn. I think it goes up a little, and I think his attempts are still really high. So yeah, I'll say 41%.
In Phoenix, it was a catch and shoot environment, even coming off the bench. This is more like it. I'm with you that you could see an efficiency jump here for 3 from Cam. And I think 41 is a good number. Chat seems to agree there as well.
What do you think?
I'm going to say 40%. I'm going to say 40%.
It seems like under 40 would be a slight disappointment, even though he shot 39 the last 2 years.
If it's under 40,
he better be taking a lot of attempts
because he's taken like almost 8 or whatever.
Yeah.
How many did he take last year? Do you have that?
7.2.
Okay. Oh man. And
what did Mike take? Around 7?
I think a little of maybe closer to like 6.8 or something. So yeah, if it's closer to
Mike
8
was at
attempts,
6.4. 6.8 the year before.
See, I knew that was in there somewhere. Okay, yeah. I'm going to go 41%. I'm going to take your number. I think you're right.
Okay, we'll see. Next up,
Jonas Valanciunas will be, thankfully, a Denver Nugget. We know that already.
Jonas Valanciunas will be a bigger part of the Nuggets' regular season success than we even think he will be.
Oh, I love this.
He is so important to this team, man. And it was so important that the Nuggets got that deal done this summer. And it was so important that whatever happened to get him to Denver happened this year. Because being able to play Nikola Jokic fewer minutes during the regular season and just game to game and night to night might be the single biggest difference between last year's team and this year's team. Just from a rotation standpoint.
Agreed.
Having that luxury is something the Nuggets have not had. Even in the championship season, they didn't have that. They have not had that in a long time. They've really never had it when Jokic has been at this level. And to have a capable backup center that can give you 20 minutes a night on some nights, 15 minutes a night on every night.
Right.
That is going to be so valuable to have. And look, Jokic's still going to play a lot. He's going to play 33, 34, whatever it might be, 35 minutes a game. He doesn't need to on every night now. And I just think it's going to pay off probably more than we even think because they've never had that luxury before.
And I think not just potential rest, but how about just what would happen to Denver's win-loss record if the bench net rating changes at all? Because for so long, it's just been, if they're going to try to beat you by enough in the Jokic minutes. If you're competitive in the Jokic minutes, you've got a great shot because you can beat him once he sits. If that dynamic changes, even if the rest isn't fundamentally different, but it's just, those minutes went better. Like Denver could jump, I think, more than people realize in the win column. So to me, when this deal almost fell through, I was really concerned because as much as I liked the Cam trade, I also loved it because it added potential flexibility. And they did eventually use that TPE to get Val. The subsequent moves are good as well. But without Val, I would have not been nearly as confident as I am that this is going to be a better season than last season. Without wanting to overstate him as a player being some, all NBA level player or anything like that, Denver just hasn't had this, and they might.
And that doesn't even get into the scoring he can give you.
Yeah.
How he can be the hub of the second unit, the presence he has in the paint. So there are all those other factors as well that are just really leading up to Val being such a huge addition. But him being able to spell Yoke, I think, is the biggest single advantage that he's giving Denver this season. And I love that he's here.
All right, let's see what else we got in the Finish the Sentence segment. Talked a lot about Bruce Brown this last month, some very excitedly, some not as flatteringly, admittedly. Bruce Brown will be
a Nugget for life. I'm going to speak this into existence.
This is the last move. It's done.
Bruce Brown is re-signed in Denver, and he's not leaving.
All right.
He's not leaving.
He's seen life on the other side. It's not for him.
He's not going back to that.
He's already got the check.
He's got his ranch in Colorado. He's back in Denver. I think Bruce Brown stays a Nugget for most of the rest of his career, if not the rest of his career.
He's like, I don't care how well I'm playing. You guys are going to sign me just because I'm around. But I like that. I like this a lot, man. I like this a lot. I would think that those were less fun years for Bruce recently.
Yeah, you think?
On the court, I'll say. Might have been very exciting every time he checked his bank account, but on the court, probably a drop off. He's excited about it. We should be excited about it. He is a Mr. Nugget type figure. Of course, Aaron Gordon will not be unseated, but yes, Bruce Brown as a Nugget forever is a welcome outcome.
Did you see the Instagram video that he had the other week? Might have been earlier this week. He went live just on his ranch, full ranch cowboy attire with just like a rake in his hand.
Guy moved to Colorado and it was never the same. His personality was never the same.
I don't see why he would leave, man.
It works for him.
Although it is very funny to think about like a kid growing up in the suburbs of Boston turning into this.
It's awesome. It's hilarious. When you have enough money, you can transplant however you'd like to transplant. Actually, I'm a rancher now.
You know what would be really funny, actually? And this would kind of make my fill in the blank there false, but it would be really funny if Bruce again just had this unbelievable season and signed another $40 million deal with another team.
I would love it. I would love it. I would laugh so hard and I would applaud it.
It would be great because that means he was phenomenal this season.
We would have so much fun with that on the show.
That's probably the funniest outcome. He plays great. He's like Denver's 6th or 7th man again. Unbelievable in the playoffs. Signs a $50 million deal with, I don't know, like Charlotte or something.
And we throw him a goodbye party at the bar.
And then 2 years later, he's back again.
Yeah. It's not goodbye, but see you soon, Bruce.
Oh, man.
Okay, Harrison, your favorite team of the offseason. The Houston Rockets will be?
The Houston Rockets will be the most annoying team in the league for the Nuggets to play against.
Oh, this is such a good answer.
The Houston Rockets are, who was the best defensive team? The Thunder last year, right?
Definitely. Yeah.
The Rockets probably arguably the second best defense in the league. I don't know. They've got a lot of great defenders. They're deep. They've got Şengün now, who's going to be coming off this monster Eurobasket run. Who
feeling himself against Jokic.
He wants to be a rival to Jokic. Yeah. Respect him for that, but that's how he's positioning himself.
Yeah.
They've got Kevin Durant now.
I've heard that.
The Rockets are tough, man. They're a really good team, especially in the regular season, I think. And I think they're definitely going to be better when the playoffs come around. I just think every Nuggets-Rockets game is going to be heated and really competitive.
Do you remember the first year, the in-season tournament, and this is how we all mark time, of course, with the passing of in-season tournaments. The first year that it came about and Denver couldn't beat Houston that year, and that's like why they couldn't make it out of the group. Mm-hmm. That was kind of the start of this matchup's really annoying.
Yeah.
Now they're the team that I think could, like, let's say Denver rebalances their mojo against the Wolves.
Yeah.
To your point, it could be Houston. That is the next like 1-3 where you're armed or whatever it is, where you're like, how did this happen and why?
Yeah. I just think you look at how the Rockets' depth is, you look at how they match up with the Nuggets. They match up really well. And I think the Nuggets also match up with them pretty well. I still think the Nuggets are clearly the better team, if they were to meet in a playoff series or whatever.
Definitely.
Just in a regular season environment, those matchups, I feel like those are going to be must-see TV every Nuggets-Rockets game next season. That's
a really, really good call. I think that this matchup has been brewing, and I think with both teams getting even better, these might be two organizations on some sort of a collision course right now that we hadn't necessarily tabbed years ago.
Yeah. I just got to say, before we get to the next, finish the sentence, just got a message in the Slack from Adam in our group DM here. Disaster haircut situation, he just said.
Is he talking about us?
I think he's talking about himself.
Oh, we need to get a picture of that. I'm going to write that. Picture, please.
I kept telling him, you just have to push through the awkward phase and just let it keep getting long.
He's been trying to get the hair to grow out long. I wonder if he went too short on the sides because he was trying to leave the length on top.
I'll bet you he looks 6 inches taller now.
I bet you know what I bet? I bet he looks the same as he ever has. Adam's hair is the Jamal Murray of this podcast. Can be 21 points. All right.
3 minutes left. What else we got?
Okay, another opponent in the ring. The Oklahoma City Thunder, the defending champions, one of the best defenses of all time, will be.
The OKC Thunder will be not scary to play against. I'm not scared to play against the Thunder. And I don't even think last year I was necessarily scared, but that playoff series, at least entering it, there was a lot of just anxiety, I feel like, because they are this amazing defense.
Yes, 100%.
They do have this unbelievable depth. They do have this, a great coach. So they had that aura about them. But coming into this season, I'm not like, the Thunder are still going to be really good. I'm not worried about that matchup, though, because I know the Nuggets can play against them. And I know the Nuggets have confidence against them. And I know how they match up. And I know how they looked in that playoff series last year.
Again, not just doing it for the segment. I agree with your answer. I think it's really well said. Whatever the Thunder do or don't do in terms of repeating conference finals, I do not think that they're at the top of Denver's we're worried to play them list. And that's with respect. They just beat them. So it's not worried is a particular word. Scared of them is what you said. That's the right word. They seem to be scared of the Wolves. I don't think they are scared of the Thunder. Right?
Sorry, I'm just looking at the Slack. Adam did not send a picture. He's just describing the haircut.
Yeah.
Apparently he got it fixed, though. It was only momentarily disastrous.
He wrote the words, I couldn't believe it. But I don't know if he knows we're live transcribing this.
He doesn't. He said, quote, just looked insane. I couldn't believe it.
Can't wait for tomorrow's show. I think you got the Thunder answer right. They might go back to back, but I don't think Denver's going to be trembling because they're in town.
Yeah, I agree.
Let's finish up with an appropriate one to finish up with. I think, if I got this right, the Denver Nuggets will be. Come on. Take the torch. You want to.
The Denver Nuggets will be not just NBA champions.
Oh!
The Denver Nuggets will be better than the 2023 Denver Nuggets this season.
Wow.
This will be the best Denver Nuggets team we've ever seen.
Will it be a more dominant run? Or will they just be a better team in a better league?
I'm not going to say more dominant run.
Yeah, right. I agree.
It's tough to top
pretty
16
hard to do.
And 4.
Yep.
Very tough to top that. But I think we'll look back when it's all said and done, and this team will be better than the 2023 championship team. I think they're going to be better on defense. I think they're going to be more versatile on offense and potentially better on offense. They're deeper. Coaching, we'll see. They could be better coached.
Bit of a wild card, actually.
Yeah, we'll see about coaching. But I just think on court, you compare the two. We'll look back after this season is over and say this team is better than the 23 championship team.
Join us on the internet for overtime for the very brief rest of this podcast. What a great way to end the fill in the blank segment. Harrison Wind crushed it. He wasn't really like briefed on all of those. He just came ready to play. Do we have any super chats? Just one. Vote pick one, Magic or Bird. Vote pick one, Magic or Bird. MJ, Bird, Wilt, and Kobe.
Jokic and Wilt would be something.
Jokic and Wilt would be something.
Wilt is kind of like AG, but Wilt is the Michael Jordan of Aaron Gordon's.
I think Wilt's.
That's actually not a good way to say that.
I think Wilt's just the Wilt of the.
Wilt would be like, yeah, I messed it up. Wilt would be like Aaron Gordon, but he's kind of like Aaron Gordon, but just incredible.
But scoring 100 points a game?
Wilt catching lobs from Yoke would be great.
If it's Magic or Bird, I'll take Bird. Is that crazy? That might be crazy.
I don't think there's a wrong answer.
I know. It's kind of like the starting Pokemon answer. You're like, Charmander or Squirtle? You can just take one, dude.
Yeah.
You'll be fine either way.
No wrong option.
Although Bulbasaur might be the right answer, but I digress.
Magic and Yoke would be awesome. Bird and Yoke would be awesome. Yeah. I don't think you got a wrong answer there.
Alrighty.
Guys, thanks for hanging out with us on this Thursday. Great show. Thanks for all the mailbag questions. We'll be back tomorrow, of course. I believe Adam will be back. We'll see if D-Line's back. I don't know.
I'm out of here. You guys got it.
You won't be on, but we'll have a show tomorrow. Have a good rest of your day. Talk to you then.
We all silly like the mayor.